Hill TV, keeping you in the know.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولقد آتينا بني إسرائيل الكتاب والحكم والنبوة ورزقناهم من الطيبات وفضلناهم على العالمين وآتيناهم بينات من الأمر فما اختلفوا إلا من بعد ما جاءهم العلم بغيا بينهم إن ربك يقضي بينهم يوم القيامة فيما كانوا فيه يختلفون ثم جعلناك على شريعة من الأمر فاتبعها ولا تتبع أهواء الذين لا يعلمون إنهم لن يغنوا عنك من الله شيئا وإن الظالمين بعضهم أولياء بعض والله ولي المتقين هذا بصائر للناس وهدى ورحمة لقوم يوقنون أم حسب الذين اجترحوا السيئات أن نجعلهم كالذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات سواء محياهم ومماتهم ساء ما يحكمون. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. tukyali mu sura Jaathiyah, sura yana mwemu, era tukyali mu ruku ya kubiri nga tutandika ne aya 17. Mu aya ez'emabegako nga reminder, Allah yatwoleka oba yatujjukiza ebyengera byonna ebitwetoolodde bye yatugemulako tusobole okubeera abaweereza be abalungi abasiima. Yatuwa ekyokulabirako gamba nga ennyanja, mukimanyi bulungi nti amazzi galina amaanyi mayitirivu. Kuba bweba etonnya amazzi bwe gaba gakulukuta, ate gasinga okuba ag'amaanyi mu kifo nga gateese mu kifo kimu. Ennyanja, agayanja ne gasemayanja, era nga mukimanyi bulungi nti kumpi 75 ku 100 ensi yonna ejjudde mazzi. That is a great force. Ne Allah the Almighty force yeyo yagigonza, yagitugondeza, n'agiteekawo okutuweereza. N'olaba nga wagamba eritajiri yalfuluka fihi bi amrihi, nti having subjected the sea and water upon our services, which we know very well, that water is a great force. It is a ferocity such that we can even get power from it. And that power drives all sorts of machines as a byproduct of water. So he has made it subjected to our service. More than 75% of the earth is water. Allah has set for us water sources in 3 different ways. In the skies, from the clouds, we get rain. So clouds are also water reservoir. On the surface, we have rivers, springs, seas, lakes, and oceans. That is also a water reservoir. Then deep in the earth, Allah also has made arrangement that there is water which we use. In places where there is no water, there are water veins. By sinking the boreholes, we get access to this water. Now, this water, although is a source of life, because there is no life without water. In one verse, Allah the Almighty tells us, وَجَعَلَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ مِنَ الْمَاءِ حَيٍّ, that Allah gives life to everything by means of water. So water is life. But that water, we know very well, is very powerful. It's such a powerful creation of Allah. And you have observed this through floods. When floods come, they destroy even very powerful structures are dismantled. Heavily so fortified bridges and the dams are broken. Sign of the power of water. When the lakes or oceans or seas are in motion, we get a lot of windstorms, cyclones, tsunamis. All this is power. But Allah has enabled man by means of using boats, ship, and other watercrafts. Man has been able to use that water because God has subjected it to our service. He again says, وَسَخَّرَ لَكُمُ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا مِنْهُ. His favor upon us does not end with water and the earthly matters, but he has also subjected to whatever is in heaven and earth to our service. Therefore, you who understand that should advise those who do not understand it, who do not see the value of God's favors upon us. You should advise them. So that they become aware they understand and submit themselves to the will of Allah Almighty. He tells us, Man amila swaliha falinafsihi. Whoso does good does it for his own soul. Waman asa'a fa'alayha. And whosoever commits evil or a sin, he harms or he hurts his own soul. No one shall be answerable for the deeds and actions of another on the day of resurrection. Here on earth, it is easy to fabricate or to tune an evil, a crime committed by another person and impart it on another. It is easy through fraud, through deception. This can be done on earth. But before God, there will not be anything like that. Everyone shall be responsible for his or her own deeds and actions. Now, when we start verse 17, Allah reminds us a part of history. This history actually is part of human species. He says, وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحُكْمَ وَالنُّبُوَّةَ. That indeed, we gave the children of Israel the book and sovereignty and the prophethood. وَرَزَقْنَاهُمْ مِنَ الطَّيِّبَاتِ. And he provided them with the good and the pure things. وَفَضَّلْنَاهُمْ عَلَى الْعَالَمِينَ. And Allah exalted them over the peoples of their time. وآتيناهم البينات وآتيناهم بينات من الأمر. He also gave them clear signs concerning this affair of God's favor upon them. فَمَا اخْتَلَفُوا. They did not differ. They did not differ, they did not disagree among themselves. إِلَّا مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَهُمُ الْعِلْمِ. But after true knowledge had come to them, بَغْيًا بَيْنَهُمْ. Through mutual envy. إِنَّ رَبَّكَ يَقْضِي بَيْنَهُمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ فِيمَا كَانُوا فِيهِ يَخْتَلِفُونَ. Allah shall judge between them on the day of resurrection as to how they differed and disagreed among themselves. Now, this is part of human history that in modern ways, the people whom we know who really got the blessing of the book, sovereignty, and the prophethood were Bani Israel. And Allah gave them knowledge, and as such they were superior over the people of their times. Now what happened? There was a time when the Bani Israel used their knowledge, their sovereignty, and their prophethood very well. Many great prophets emerged from among the Bani Israel as a result of having been given the book, most especially the Torah. Many followers of the Torah became prophets of God, and they benefited greatly from the book, the knowledge given to them. We also see great kings from among the Bani Israel who managed their sovereignty very well. We have Talut, we have Dawood, alayhi salatu wasalam. We have Sulaiman, alayhi salatu wasalam. These were great kings who managed their sovereignty very well, efficiently. And they were from Bani Israel. And many did great nobilities. Many prophets were born among the Bani Israel. We have the Moses, we have Jesus, and so many and so forth. So there was a time when the favors to Bani Israel, favors of Allah to Bani Israel, were utilized, were used very well. And the credit goes to them. Time came that they started abusing those very favors that had made them great. They started misinterpreting divine instructions. They indulged in interpolations and innovations in the religion. They became ruthless rulers, selfish, and torturous. Again, they opened up a war against prophets. To this, Qur'an gives evidence in many places. يحرفون الكلمة عن مواضعه. They interpolate divine instructions. And in one place, Allah says they have been very cruel to their very own people. Another place, يقتلون أنبياء بغير حق. They intended to kill the prophets or to harm the prophets looking upon prophets as enemies. This came, Allah says here, that فَمَا اخْتَلَفُوا إِلَّا مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَهُمُ الْعِلْمُ. This difference and disagreement, which spoiled everything, came as a result of knowledge that had been given to them, بَغْيًا بَيْنَهُمْ, and they developed envy. In Sarwa, in Uganda, they developed in Sarwa among themselves. And this barrier, envy, did destroy whatever faith they had and whatever nobility were in them. Today, Bani Israel are looked upon as the most aggressive people, they are the most inhuman people on earth. They are a people in whose hearts there is no mercy, there is no sympathy for anyone other than themselves. Whereas they were the darlings of Allah the Almighty in the beginning. So it is a strong lesson to us too. That this knowledge bestowed upon some of us instead of looking at it disdainfully, we should rather be grateful that it is within us. To many of us, Allah has given different talents and knowledge pertaining to those talents. Let us take advantage of benefiting from whatever form of knowledge bestowed upon any of us. If we promote envy, it will destroy whatever good we have. Now, having explained all this to you Muslims, how the Bani Israel fell from grace to transgression, and destruction, from grace to destruction. In verse 19, Allah says, ثُمَّ جَعَلْنَاكَ عَلَى شَرِيعَةٍ مِنَ الْأَمْرِ. That having narrated all that to you, we again brought a new Sharia and gave it to you, Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and your ummah. فَاتَّبِعْهَا, follow it strictly. وَلَا تَتَّبِعْ أَهْوَاءَ الَّذِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. Do not do like the Jews or the Bani Israel, who followed vain desires and got lost, and Allah became angry with them. So you also Muslims, do not follow the same steps. The people who follow their imaginations, ahwa, do not follow assumptions, imaginations. stick to the Sharia and act accordingly. إنهم لن يغنوا عنك من الله شيئا. Those people who do follow conjectures, imaginations and vain desires are useless to you. They will not benefit you in anything. وَإِنَّ الظَّالِمِينَ بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ. But be aware that the wrongdoers, in whatever case, they are friends of each other. If a sinner comes from east, has never seen another sinner who has come from west, the moment they meet, they become automatic friends because their attitudes and behavior is similar. And the believers also are the same. The believers, بعضهم أولياء بعض. Also because of similitude, similar behaviors and conducts, they easily become friends. So sinners are there to persecute believers. There is no difference whether the sinner has a white color or a black color or a red color or a yellow color. So long as he's a sinner, will eventually persecute you. So beware. These two have been warned. Wallahu waliyul muttaqin. And Allah is the true friend of believers, of those who are pious and righteous. So remain firm to your belief in Allah. Confine your activities to the instruction of Allah the Almighty contained in the Sharia. وَلَا تَتَبِعُوا الْهَوَىٰ. Do not follow evil or vain desires. لَا يُغْنُوا عَنْكَ مِنَ اللَّهِ شَيْئًا. And such people who follow evil and vain desires are useless to you before Allah. You only get punishment and destruction from them. But these believers, you should know, they are friends of one another. What one disbeliever does against you, the other also will do so. So beware of that. 21, he says, هذا بصائر للناس. This book contains clear evidence for the understanding of mankind. Wahuda, and is a source of guidance. Warahmata, and a mercy. Liqawmi yuqinun, for a people who possess firm faith. This book, it contains everything. It contains basair, clear evidence, proof of what it states. Wahuda, it contains guidance to you. Wa rahmatun, and is a source of mercy upon you if you are really a firm believer. Salam alaikum.
Hail TV, keeping you in the know.